everyone. This is Quaku from Legend Media, and this is...
Hey guys, I'm Dat Samurai from Dat Samurai Life.
And we are here talking about E3. Currently, we're talking about the Microsoft conference, but if you want to see other conferences that happen at E3, you can view it at either his channel or mine. We don't know exactly how it's going to be split up, but you'll see it in the description box and in the cards on the side. So what we're going to start off first with is we're going to talk about the likes and dislikes of the conference. Well, we'll let him start.
So yeah, I had like a few likes about the conference here. Microsoft, you know, they did their thing. They came out like any other year, showing games, but that's pretty much all they did was show games straight through. That was pretty nice. Long interviews, going on. And then I guess, with their new console that they just released or, talked about, that was pretty cool too.
Well, cool. Yeah, I think it was definitely pretty cool. What I really liked about it as well is definitely the console, but going further in that console was talking about the Scorpio project that they're working on for next year. I think that I liked how they didn't talk too much about it, but I liked also that they at least brought it up that yes, something else is coming. So if you want to wait, you can wait. If you want to buy our new thing now, buy it now.
Yeah.
What else did you didn't like? What did you like?
That was pretty much it. I mean, like, Xbox, I'm not a big Microsoft fan, but, like, Xbox, they came out and did their thing, and it was pretty okay.
Well, I had another thing that I liked as well about their conference, and I also liked their feature called Play Anywhere. Basically, what that means is that if you have a PC or if you have a PC in general, you can play their games. Pretty much everything they announced at this conference is if you buy it digitally on console, on their Xbox One console, you can play it anywhere. You can play it on your PC or you can play it back on your console. And that means that you can even play it to go. So if you doesn't have to be on the same network or anything like that, you can just install that game anywhere that you're at and just play it as long as you sign in with your account, and that's it. And hopefully your computer is fast enough to use it because you do need a pretty strong computer to use it. Is there anything else you didn't like then?
Actually, about the Play Anywhere, it's interesting because, everybody knows when Microsoft came out with the Xbox One, they were like, oh, no, you guys can't play it on the same system. No, you have to buy this. It's the game. You can't bring it over to your friend's house and play it. No. But now they have this Play Anywhere thing, which is a complete rehearse of just everything that they said in the beginning, which I thought was... It's like Microsoft is still trying to get back on the right page with people, although they are doing really well.
Yeah, again with the small console, going back to that, the small console that they made called the Xbox One S, it is an all-white console, but it now finally has vertical stand support. So if you know, the PlayStation 4, when it first came out, already could stand on its side. However, I don't know anyone who actually has done that with their console at all. But this console does have a stand for its side. One thing that I didn't like, though, going to those dislikes, is that console, if you have a Kinect currently, you would need an extra adapter, which you can get for free if you have the Kinect already from Microsoft Store's website. You would need that adapter in order to use the Kinect, and that's kind of like, more cables that you're trying to use. Yes, you downsize the console, but you need more cables in order to even do anything, use the Kinect features. However, if you have the new update that's coming out this summer, you won't have to worry about that because they're announcing Cortana for Xbox One. Basically, I have that now in the preview program, but basically what that means is that instead of using the little usual, Xbox and then say whatever your command is, you can actually, and having the Kinect around to do that, now all you need is your headset, and that's all you can use. And with those controllers having 3.5 headphone jacks at the bottom, you can just pop in your iPod headphones and just say it too there, and it's more accurate. Everything will just work. Hopefully, everything just works. Yeah. They're saying it's more accurate, but what can we say? It's voice recognition. Nobody knows if it's going to be perfect. But yeah, that's what I didn't like about it.
That's interesting. Wow. Actually, the Cortana thing is pretty cool. I didn't even know that.
They didn't talk too much about that during E3 at all, I don't think.
They should have tested it. That's pretty geeky.
Yeah, it's super geeky. But
yeah, I would love that.
I just think they're using they're learning from the past E3s on what they were saying about we don't want to just show off features because E3 they want to use it for gaming, I think. So I guess they only want to show the games. And so before we get into the games, though, there is a new thing that did come out with the new Xbox One S, and and that is Design Labs controllers that you can get for $80. You want to talk about that?
Yes. So the Design Lab, you can customize basically your controllers now. It costs $80, so it's $20 extra, on the $60 price of the controller. It comes in many different colors. You can shade the normal hard shell of the controller, the buttons, the different joysticks you can put in there. Is actually pretty darn cool. I'm all PS4 over here. I want a PS4. I'm working on getting one, but now Xbox is calling my name, and I'm telling it, shut up. Shut up, Xbox.
It is hard.
It's like, come on, man. Sony, bring that over there. God dang. But yeah, no, this controller is pretty sweet. So also with the Xbox One, the new one, the Xbox One S is what it's called. With this new price cut, this new price coming out with a $299 for that. That's really epic price.
And then on top of that, the old one is going to be $279 currently for now. I don't know how long it's going to last. By the time, maybe if you see this video, that price might be gone. Probably. Who knows what happens? Might be a limited thing till, they can sell off the rest of the inventory, because that's how business works. Sell off the rest of the inventory of the old one and then only sell the new one. But hey, it blows my mind too. I bought that Xbox One in the beginning for $500 when it first came out, and now I can get an Xbox and a half for that price. So I'm pretty, salty about that, but I could do it. So
I mean, people, if you guys don't have an Xbox One right now, right now is the best time to get it. Right after the press conference, they're like, oh, guess what? Now we're gonna drop $30 off or $20 off the Xbox One. If you don't have one, it's a great time to get one.
Definitely.
That price is so juicy.
It's very enticing. Even having one right now, seeing the price is what, 2 fists less than it was. That's a super nice price. Basically, if you're one of those people who just has the same console in multiple rooms just because you can, now's the time for you to get that too. Just get it. Get the Xbox One if you want. Obviously, if you like PlayStation, definitely Neo is coming out, which we'll talk about in another video. But just a heads up, Neo apparently is coming out. They're more powerful one, and so you might be able to get your PlayStation for cheaper too. You never know. But
hopefully. I'm waiting.
Hopefully.
Come on,
I'm even waiting for that. And I have stayed kind of loyal to the Xbox Ecoverse, but with the cheaper price cuts, I'll definitely think about getting PlayStation 4 as well for other games. But jumping into other things as well, they did talk about games, a lot of games. Holy crap, they talked about a lot of games. You want to talk about any of your favorites?
Let's see. Actually, I'll pull them up for a second.
Let's pull them up. Let's see. You guys are going to see it on the screen here. So there's a few games that came out on Xbox One. We had Gears of War 4. That was one thing. We also had what else did we have? We have Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3. You want to talk about Final Fantasy 15 for right now, since that's what we were thinking about?
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
What did they show on Microsoft?
Final Fantasy 15, they didn't show off the VR thing that Sony did, but they showed off gameplay, a lot more gameplay. It was about 2 minutes of gameplay for 15. Not 2 minutes, sorry. It was 10 minutes of gameplay, and they're still showing off more gameplay on Twitch, currently as we're recording. So that's incredible, just seeing all that. They showed us in Gears of War 4. Basically, they showed off a lot of games that they had already showed off before. A lot of these people already showed off all their games. But here's some of a list of games that they had right here if you want to look through that.
Oh yeah. Yes, State of Decay 2, actually. That was actually pretty cool. I would probably like to play that one. Zombies are already, kind of done a lot these days. I thought this one was cool. I like the little survival, trying to band up as a group of people getting together and trying to survive zombies and helping other people survive zombies. I'd actually never played State of Decay, so I don't know, it might be a good start series.
However, I can just say I played a little bit of it. I played it on the original Xbox 360. Fortunately, that was when I was super broke and I couldn't even afford the game in the first place. So the moment they had it on Games with Gold, I had to pick it up right away just to try it out. And basically, just to give you a rundown of State of Decay. Basically, State of Decay, for all you guys who don't know about it either, is a zombie survival like he was talking about. But in that game, there's really no main character. And in that game as well, if a character dies in that game, they're gone forever. So you could have leveled up their skills and gotten a bunch of items for them, but once they die, they're done. And I guess State of Decay 2, according to what they showed, build feeds off of that and just keeps going and going and going. And obviously next gen graphics. Hopefully they have multiplayer survival as well. That'd be amazing if they had that. But just some wishes. Anything else you wanted to pick on that you liked about it?
Actually, let's go over to like Spellbound, man. That demo for Spellbound was, or wait, not Spellbound. What is it? Scalebound. Spellbound. Scalebound. Yeah, Scalebound was epic. Man, yo, the scale of that game. Boss fight that they showed
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Oh my god, that game was beautiful.
Honestly, that game is what I was looking for like last year. It's supposed to come out last year.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's supposed to come out last year or this year. I think this year.
They showed it off last year. I remember that.
And it was delayed to this year. I mean, delayed till next year. I forgot. Scalebound is apparently coming out 2017, sometime around there.
That's
just maybe think about getting that game in E3 next year, and they'll tell you like exactly when it's coming out, or maybe they'll just say it like randomly throughout the year, like they do for everything. But yeah, Scalebound that also looked really nice. Reminded me of Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
like
it's very
massive scale.
Hunter.
I mean, it says right here, cutting edge co-op multiplayer. So.
I mean, this game is very ambitious, I would say. It's huge. It just looks huge. And I'm not really sure how the story kind of plays out, because you have like the characters talking a lot. I wasn't sure. Do you think it's like a single player type game or a multiplayer type game where you? Because I don't know if in the actual game the actual like character you're playing is going to talk that much like he did in the actual trailer.
I sure hope he doesn't talk that much. Honestly,
it was almost like watching a movie.
Yeah, we saw what happened with every game that comes out and the character talks too much, and it's not meant to talk too much. For instance, I don't know if you ever played or heard of Metroid Other M.
Yes.
Yeah, where Samus finally started talking and she talked way too much and it failed. It was really bad because she talked too much and they were talking too much about story.
Yeah.
But this game just looks like Monster Hunter on console. Well, Monster Hunter's been on console before on Wii, but this game looks like Monster Hunter with a new twist and no longer rated E and T and stuff like that. It just looks like an adult Monster Hunter. The guy obviously still talks way too much. I hope he doesn't talk that much. Hope he can at least tone it down, like Pocket Tournament, where you can tone down the girl in between the menus. But yeah, he talks way too much. I hope it's gonna be good. I really hope, because it looks very fun.
Yeah. The thing that gets me like with E3, I guess you could throw this on my dislikes, but like, you know how they show like a really cool game and it looks super pretty and they're running it on the highest and PCs in the back and not even on the console. When this game comes out, do you think it's going to be like really sharp as it was?
Again, that's another thing. I hope so. I really do, because I've been really disappointed. Like, for instance, we don't need to talk about the disappointment that was Watch Dogs. I was super looking forward to that when it was coming out 2 years ago, I think. 2 years ago, and those trailers that they did, and it looked beautiful on PC and console, and what happened, it wasn't very nice at all. I got it for console, and I got it I tried it on PC, and PC didn't work very well. Console just didn't look nice at all. It was boring.
Yeah.
I hope this game feeds up to its hope, because I can't stand another giant open world game that's just gonna fail. And that's it. You know.
I think the last gen consoles had a lot to do with like the scaling down of the graphics for the next gen ones. Since they were still kind of mainstream, I mean, people were still kind of switching over. But I mean, speaking of Watch Dogs, like Watch Dogs 2 was premiered.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2.
That's actually looking pretty nice.
It looks really nice too, but
I
guess I've also been spoiled by watching other people on YouTube doing this, doing these coverages, and I was watching Angry Joe, and Angry Joe himself, he was saying like, don't get tricked by Ubisoft on Watch Dogs, because they've done this before where they showed really nice gameplay and really nice graphics and everything looking beautiful. But then when the game comes out, it just doesn't work properly at all. Like we were saying before. I really don't want that to happen.
I don't think anybody should really pre-order it. I mean, we should be on our toes with Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, be on your toes.
It looks good, but Yeah, you never know. These games always look really pretty when they when you're showcasing them, and then next thing
when
you
it
know
comes
they
out,
get a
you're just
7.
like, ugh. The only games that really come out and that look really nice are like racing games and sports games.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's about it. Well, not even really sports games, but racing games, car games. They usually come out looking pretty smooth and rain effects, all those particle effects and stuff. But
the particles,
all those particles, we need more particles and we need better gameplay. But it's just an interesting thing that I'm just like, Watch Dogs 2, I hope it doesn't fail at all. But unfortunately, I can't give it high hopes because of what happened in the past. But obviously, you should never really base what happens in the past on what's gonna happen in the future. So
that's true.
You can't really do that. But one thing I wanted to just see here that I saw on this list here was Killer Instinct Season 3. We're just going to jump in that really quick. Only thing they really talked about was Season 3 obviously is out. And right now they have a person from Battletoads, and they have Arbiter and some other people from Halo. And now they came out with a character from Gears of War. Forgot what his name was, but they came out with him. In fact, let's see if we can find his name. Let's find out. He's someone on the Horde side of Gears of War, but I cannot find his name. Yeah, I cannot find his name at all, but I don't remember his name, but he's on Gears of War. You can look it up. But that's what he is. Oh my gosh, this fly. But yeah, he was on Gears of War, and he's gonna be in the game. So now we have Halo and we have Gears of War in Killer Instinct. So basically, at this point, where Nintendo has Smash Brothers, Killer Instinct looks like it's turning into Smash Brothers for Xbox. You know, where Sony had it, PlayStation All Stars. Yeah, this is their PlayStation All Star Smash Brothers, but it's a fighting game.
Actually, pretty good though.
That we knew about from like Nintendo 64 days, actually. So Rare made this game.
Hey, who in Halo is in Killer Instinct?
Arbiter.
Arbiter?
Yeah, Arbiter's in it. He's the Covenant guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know
he's that main guy you always see in Halo when it comes with Covenant.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They didn't put Master Chief in there, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put I think it's because they didn't put Master Chief in there because they were like, if we put Master Chief in there, we gotta choose what suit he's gonna wear. We gotta choose pretty much everything he's gonna wear.
Master Chief suit, and his ultimate could be like Cortana saying no to you when you ask for driving instructions.
Cortana turning you down and stuff. That's terrible.
What about this one? Sea of Thieves. How'd you like that one?
I'm not really into the pirate thing.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Over the pirates.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag was not fun to me.
Really?
And I
liked it.
And I purchased it, and then I took it back within a week. And then Xbox Live was like, hey, games with gold, and like a year later, and it came out, and I have never downloaded it.
Dang.
I'm not into the whole pirating thing. It's just, it doesn't seem fun to me. I guess maybe the reason why this, just based on the description here, says the freedom of the pirate life awaits in Sea of Thieves, a shared adventure world game where you can be with your friends and you can be pirates you want to be. So basically, it's a pirating game. If you like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, or any of that kind of stuff, you might enjoy this. My one gripe about this game is probably that typically what they say at E3, where it's like they have like 4 people on stage talking and like acting it out and stuff like that, that never happens online. And if it did, I would probably enjoy this game like a lot. But it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna have those noobs or those freaking trolls who go on online and like just mess up the whole mission.
That is what they show every time is never gonna happen.
Yeah,
I just can't wrap my head around it. State of Decay 2, going back to that real quick, same thing. State of Decay 2, it says where friends can work together, building lasting communities, enjoying every player's story is unique. Whether it means friends working together, meaning like your Xbox Live friends, or whether it means like Sea of Thieves, your real friends and stuff. Again, most of the time, none of my friends are free enough to be able to do this kind of thing every day. Yeah. If they could and they were interesting like that, not saying my friends are not interesting, but if they were good and they were interesting enough, then I would say State of Decay 2 would be really good too. But that's if it's multiplayer online, which I hope it still is. But those 2 games, Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2, people aren't going to talk like fun, make it fun like that. Yeah. You know, I remember when we were playing GTA like years ago on PS3 days. Tell them what happened right during those times.
Man, like the communication between everybody would be just everywhere. It wasn't very like cohesive, but It was a lot of fun. If you have like games like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay, if you have like a bunch of friends who are already online with you and you guys are like know each other in real life and like you're really chill with each other, it'll be probably fun to play. But random people, maybe not so much.
Not so much. Actually, come to think of it, I'm starting to see a trend here on this row of columns on this website. Sea of Thieves, Scalebound, and State of Decay 2. We heard a lot of talking in all of those. I'm not sure about State of Decay 2 if we heard talking, but Scalebound, we heard a lot of talking, as we just mentioned. I don't know whether those are real people or whether they're in the game. Those are real people. Again, that never happens. I don't know if it happens to you guys, but it never happens to me, where people talk like that and they make it sound interesting.
Yeah, nah.
It just doesn't happen.
I think the gaming community knows already.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys know. It doesn't happen at all. So let's go. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's backtrack to more one-player games. So they talked about Final Fantasy 15 a little bit. Mm-hmm. We did kind of run over that a little bit, but talk about Final Fantasy 15. Square Enix has already talked about it a little bit already. Mm-hmm. What do you think about it?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be my first game on freaking the next gen. Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, like I said before, I don't have a PS4, guys. I don't have a next gen console, so I'm working on it. Gave myself 3 months. Got to get one before 15 comes out and put it on my channel. But I'm pretty excited for it. I mean, the only thing I don't like is that they've already shown so much of it. Mm-hmm. Like, what else is there to show? I think they don't need to show it anymore. It's coming out in 3 months.
Yeah, they don't really need to. They just keep it quiet a little bit. I know the hype is live now about it. Like, man, it's a beautiful, big world.
It's beautiful, but they need to scale back how much they're freaking
showing.
Yeah,
they're showing way too much. Just like those movie trailers that you see nowadays. They show off, like, all the good parts, and then what's left, the filler. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I came to see a movie that was 9 minutes long. Well, not 9 minutes. I came to see a movie, and the trailer was, like, 9 minutes long, and then the rest of the movie is just like, what am I coming to see? X-Men Apocalypse, same thing happened. Mm-hmm. No spoilers there. But X-Men Apocalypse, same thing happened. Every movie comes out, same thing happens. Mm-hmm. Trailer's too long, and then they show all the good clips, and then you see the movie, and you're like, oh, I saw that amazing scene that made me want to go see it, and the rest is just talking or quietness. I don't know.
Yeah, the amount of trailers that they're showing is making me kind of like, I know Final Fantasy 15, yes, gameplay, I've seen it, yes, please, back off, so I can be surprised when I get the game. Either they're doing it because there's so much of the game left that we haven't seen yet, which I think there is, but, who knows. I just wish that they just stopped showing it.
Yeah, same here. So, I really do.
So the hype can keep hyping and you don't mellow it with all this content.
Now what they need to show is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes.
They have been talking about that thing for years, and there's one trailer every other year, and that's about it. And that trailer has so little info in it that it's literally the perfect trailer. That's the perfect trailer. The teaser trailers that they do for that game, 10 years plus in the making, that's the perfect trailer. Mm-hmm. Now, if they do that 30 million trailers getting close to release when we know about it now, then I'd be upset because, in fact, the whole subreddit of Kingdom Hearts is going to be flaming the whole entire internet because of what happens.
Oh, yeah.
But 2.8 is coming out, but that's, again, in the Sony conference that we'll talk about that. On the other hand, going back into the games that was announced, they did talk about Gears of War 4 briefly. We know about Gears of War 4 already. We just know that, Gears of War 4 is pretty straightforward. It's a franchise that's come out since 360 days. Mm-hmm. It's with Phoenix and JD Phoenix. It says right here, JD Phoenix and his friends must rescue the ones they love and discover the source of a monstrous new enemy. I was never too into the Gears of War franchise myself. I know my roommate was, but I was never deep into that franchise. Were you?
I wasn't either, actually. Like I said, I'm not an Xbox guy. Mm-hmm. I do have a 360, but I didn't really buy any exclusives. I know Gears of War is a huge title.
Yeah, I know that too. A lot of people. But I never purchased the game myself. If I did, I rented it from Blockbuster back in those days.
Yeah.
But I was never big into Gears of War, so I couldn't say too much about it. I don't remember if they really showed too much about Gears of War. I think if they did, I completely avoided it, or my mind just ran away because it was another title that there's been so many titles of that same thing out that I gave up on it already.
Yeah.
I gave up on Halo 5, even though I got it, but I took it back and got rid of my limited edition version of it.
Yeah.
I gave up on Assassin's Creed. I gave up on all sports games. I gave up on all the like Call of Duty. I gave up on everything that releases too much. So Gears of War 4 is just another one. It's basically the 5th title in the series, I think. Gears of War 1, 2, 3, Judgment, 4. Yeah, 5th title in the series. 5th title. There's too many of them. And they need to take a break on it.
There's too many of everything.
There's too many. Forza Horizon 3 is another thing segueing into that. I know you weren't too into it, but for me, it was really fun for me because I love the open world driving. Just being able to be free and just drive cars that you never could really afford, like a Lamborghini Centurion, I think that's what the new one is called. That is just amazing. In fact, that's what we see here on the cover. But Forza Horizon 3 was another one. It looks like it's taking place in the Australian Outback area. It looks like it has all the modes of driving as Forza Horizon 2, but it looks nicer and it looks bigger. So obviously that's a win-win for me. Unfortunately, what they did again with the new gaming industry, the way they do things is we have 4 editions of this game. And we have, how many editions? We have the Ultimate Edition. We have, I think, Deluxe Edition. I think there's like a Limited Edition. And when you first click on the Xbox Live entry, it jumps you straight to the Ultimate Edition.
They always do that.
So that you can accidentally click OK and then quickly hit enter because you're so excited about the game and purchase a $120 game that you'll probably not play too much of.
Yeah, there's always so many editions of these games.
There's way too many editions.
Most of it is just because they're packing in the DLC because now we live in a DLC world of gaming right now.
I'm not enjoying that at all, the whole DLC thing. It's not very good. But jumping into another title that was released, there's a few more titles left. Halo Wars 2. Now, that's something, real quick, the multiplayer beta, it says right here, starting right now, June 13th through June 20th, basically the end of the week. So you can get into it now. I actually have the beta, open beta, right now on my Xbox One. So if you guys want gameplay of it, I can upload gameplay. In fact, he can even upload gameplay of it, so you can see it on both sides. But multiplayer beta is out, and Halo Wars 2 is coming out later on. It's coming out actually February 21st, 2017. In fact, it seems as if a lot of the titles that came out this year. 2017. It's very interesting, but they got to do it.
It's the same thing that they did last E3, where like all of them are supposed to come out this year, but they hadn't. So we're like, oh hey, it's the same thing. E3 turns out to be like that. It'll be like, oh yeah, it's December 2016 maybe, and then next thing you know, it's in 2017, or the next year prior, or next year after, and it's like, well, okay, thanks guys for getting my hopes up.
It's extra odd, but Halo Wars 2, a lot of people were looking into it, like really wanting it. Again, I guess I'm one of those rare few console gamers that didn't care about most of the most popular games out there, and I guess I stuck with what games that I even play in, like what do I normally play on console? I play a lot of RPGs, so I don't really understand playing strategy games on console, but people do. But luckily, Halo Wars 2 is coming to PC, Windows 10 as well, so hopefully that will be much better.
The play anywhere.
Yeah, the play anywhere thing, it's getting everywhere, so it's coming to Xbox One and Windows 10. It's February 21st, 2017, so you can look forward to that. They do have a lot of things ready, and it's just a very interesting experience. If you like Halo, it's a strategy Halo. It says get ready to lead armies of Spartans and other Halo fighting forces like Warhawks, Scorpions, and other new units in a brute war against a terrifying new enemy. Which again, a terrifying new enemy, just like the lingo of Gears of War 4. They won't tell you because it's obviously it's not out yet, so they don't want to spoil it. But we'll jump into this last topic here that they talked about. One of the major topics that they talked about. Which is Scorpio, Project Scorpio.
The Scorpio. What a console this is going to be. That is a big console. Okay, so like the Scorpio is basically Xbox answer to the PlayStation Neo. I'm sorry, our camera guy over here is giving us cues. is the whatchamacallit, the answer to the PlayStation Neo, right? PlayStation 4 Neo. But I don't know. Actually, I don't even think, did Sony give any information like about the specs exactly of the PlayStation Neo? Because
I'm not sure. I don't think they did.
Yeah, because Xbox pretty much gave it all to us, and what the heck? It jumped from 4 minutes to 2 minutes. Yeah, so Xbox gave us everything basically, and like, this thing is gonna be so powerful.
Yeah.
What is it? Octo-quad?
It says it's gonna have 8 cores, 320 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, whatever that means. 6 teraflop GPU. Now we did some research on that real quick, and 6 teraflop GPU is basically you have a GPU like the 760 GTX 760 that I currently have. It runs all current things on pretty much full specs, but not at full frames per second. So this one is gonna run everything perfectly, apparently. So it's an amazing device, and it's really interesting that I really want to see what happens with it.
So yeah, guys, sorry about that. The camera died.
Yep.
That's why I was like, our cameraman is giving us like cues.
I know,
It was like,
too
you
quick.
got 4 minutes. No, 2 minutes left. That's 3 fingers. I mean 2.
We were so lost. We were speeding up the last step. So we're gonna reiterate on Scorpio real quick. Not as quick as before, but essentially Scorpio is their next thing, next gen, or their current gen, next gen thing.
Yeah.
And and just like Neo, that's their current gen, next gen, whatever thing for PlayStation. So we're gonna see that, and Nintendo is doing the same thing. So this generation is gonna be quite interesting. Seeing all that new, old gen, next gen thing.
It's weird.
It's so
everybody has like a first phase console coming out, and then second phase more powerful than the
and then the handheld gets left behind,
right?
And then it's
just doing a handheld.
I don't know what's going on, but in summary, Scorpio's gonna be very powerful. That's all we can really say. It's gonna be just as powerful as the GTX 1080, that graphics card that just came out recently. That a lot of people who don't even know about graphics cards know about that for some reason. And a lot of people want it, even though it's like $600. But apparently it's going to be just as powerful as that, because just a breakdown of teraflops, just letting everyone know, including you and everyone, the current Scorpio that's coming out, says here it's going to have 8-core CPU, and it's going to also have 6 teraflop GPU, which is graphical memory. So the current 1080 right now has 9 teraflops. Whatever teraflop is, I personally am not too deep into hardware, but that's essentially what it is. So the current 1080 can render games faster than the GTX Titan, which a lot of people have heard of because it's the top of the top high-end gaming graphics card.
Right.
But Scorpio, 6 teraflop, it's going to render things pretty well, very well, much better than current ones, because current consoles is like 1.5. Sony's is 175, and Microsoft's like 150 something teraflops. So this is supposed to be going to be like a really, really nice console. Who knows how much it's going to cost? I'm even scared of how much Sony's Neo is going to cost, because I want it, but money is a problem.
I'm actually waiting until they freaking get the release date out.
I know.
I'm holding off on the PS4 until they release that thing, but I don't even think so. I'm just gonna go ahead and get a PS4. I don't really care. 4K gaming, whatever.
Right?
You need a 4K TV for that, anyways, right?
But however, if you have Vizio, like I do, Vizio TVs, they have like a cheap 4K TV that I have.
Really?
And I think I only paid $399 for that. That's the cost of a PlayStation 4. But we'll talk about Sony later. However, I want to reiterate that with all the enhancements in all these consoles, if you want to go VR, you still got to pay extra for it. Whether it's Oculus Rift for Microsoft's side, or whether it's PlayStation VR for Sony's side, or whatever Nintendo is even planning on doing, if they're doing anything, you're going to have to pay extra for that. And then if you want 4K gaming, you're going to need even more money for that. So let's just say this generation is going to be an expensive generation with the games and VR and craziness like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see exactly what happens with this like generation. It's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting. But overall, like Xbox, Microsoft press conference, how do you feel?
I think it was definitely better than the previous years because they had a lot to crank out. They had a lot to live up to. They're definitely behind in the console race, but they are just like, Microsoft tends to, I was telling a friend, Microsoft tends to do their best work when they're behind. They did the same thing with Windows 8, and it became better with Windows 8.1, and then to 10, it became really good. Xbox One, was like the Windows 8, it was kind of like a flop at this point, but it's still good, works.
Yeah.
Slim is better because it's smaller, and you can move it to your couch co-op friends to their houses quickly, easily. And then Scorpio, supposedly like their Windows 10, where it's going to be great. It's supposed to be great. So I'm hoping they live up to their hype of the third iteration is always like the best for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that works.
Hopefully, man. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was just a decent press conference. Nothing really too surprising on the Microsoft side. Just the only thing that was really surprising, I think, like overall, would be that they actually announced the Scorpio, because there was no rumors or leaks going on that Microsoft was going to be doing a little 4K console. I mean, they did kind of jump on the bandwagon at the very last moment, but we didn't get any real like. It wasn't going to be at E3. They never said it was going to be at E3, and then they revealed it. So it was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow. That's because I remember when I was on Facebook at the time when that thing came out, when the video came out, and I was like, is this a 4K console that's being released at the end? Why would they do this when their Slim was just announced here, too?
Yeah.
Like, that's a dumb idea. Where's their marketing department? Let me hear that. Like, it was a really dumb thing. But then they said, oh, it's not coming out this year. It's coming out holiday 2017. Holiday 2017, quote unquote.
Yeah, whenever they say that.
Whenever that says that, it means it can come out by the end of next year, or let's carry it into 2018, which is a long time from now. That's insane.
Which Marvel movies are coming out that year?
I know, right? I don't even know, honestly. Let's go Suicide Squad 2. I don't know.
Suicide Squad 2.
they have like a list, but it's definitely a new it's definitely a new Microsoft, like in terms of what they're dealing with now. So
yeah.
That's a good thing. They definitely did really well. Looking forward to what happens in the future. But yeah, that was about it. Let me just reiterate that we're going to be covering Sony's conference, Nintendo's very briefly, because they didn't really do much, except for Sun and Moon and Legend of Zelda, which we'll announce what that title is called if you don't know it already. And then we'll also be dealing with the individual companies in a separate video. Don't know what channel that's going on yet, but Bethesda did their thing, Ubisoft did their thing, or Ubisoft did their thing, EA did their thing, and whatever other company came out there and did their thing that I don't remember yet. But we're gonna be doing that and in separate videos in whatever channel. You'll see it on one of our channels. You'll see it at the end of the video, the little B-roll at the end. Yeah. So if you're looking for more E3 content, keep an eye out on this channel, Legend Media, and on your channel.
Yes, on my channel, That's Samurai Life. That is DATSAMU. I can't spell out loud. LIFE. That's Samurai Life.
There you go. So for more content, keep an eye on those channels, and also those channels will be written on the little right below our chest areas.
Yeah, right somewhere here. Right here.
Yeah, you'll see our chest areas, and you can just touch our chest, and you can go to our channels. So there you go. We will catch you guys later in the next video, in the next talk. Zelda title that everyone was interested in, and now they know about it more, and it comes out next year. So don't hold your breath for this year. But the logo features what looks like a rusted Master Sword. It looks really rusted.
Yeah, it's like rusted. So maybe this might take place way after like the events of the latest Zelda in the timeline.
Whichever one that is, the timeline's kind of scattered though, so I really don't know. It could be its own thing now, but I don't know. Really? It could be maybe after the Majora's Mask timeline, when stuff happens. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll find out more later. It says, forget everything you know about the Zelda.